There's many ways that you can use Flip the Book. One of them is to do paragraph stacking. This is where you take one question from an episode and you put it on the top of your page. You write down your original feeling. Now there's variations that you can do to this. So one of the variations is you can come back in every week for a month. So once a week for a month. And you use the same question and you start with how you feel. And you do that 4 times, once a week for a month. And at the end of the month, you read your paragraphs and you do a summary of what that one question had given you as a gift. What did you learn? What did it reaffirm? Where did it take you? How often did you think about this question? Start exploring the actual exploration that one question has given you. All right, well, I think it's time to play Flip the Book. So it's an intuitive game. So you've got 3 books to pick from. Would you like book 1, 2, or 3? I know you can't see them.
Okay, 1.
1. That's your Insight and Awareness book, and it's 430 pages to pick from.
Page 12.
12. Oh, it's actually a picture. So I'm going to hold that up for you. Can you see that?
It's a woman standing in a swirling bowl.
Full of emotions. Yeah.
It's full of emotion.
Yeah. So what that represents is her shadow side. It is her unresolved emotions.
Yes.
So there's a list of, there's 100 words in there. And then within that vortex is actually the truth of the person.
Yes.
So is that how you would sum up who we are and what we're doing?
Yeah, very much so.
Beautiful.
And I do see that over her head there's a light.
Yes.
And we do want to, which kind of represents I'm still connected to a higher power than my ego. Yes. The ego is swirling, has all these emotions swirling around, but I need to trust that I still have a connection to something that's greater than my ego. Yes.
I think that's so important to remember that. So wherever we come from, whatever label everyone wants to put on it, I call it True Source, Divine Origin Consciousness, just so that I'm not in any particular religion or belief or whatever. But the essence from where I come from, I am always connected to. And my emotional baggage and my ego is like this big blanket that I put over the top of myself. And sometimes I forget that I am part of the consciousness and that is the truth of who I am. And that's, to me, freedom is coming back to that part of myself. Yeah. So
I like that idea of how we continually have to remind ourselves of a connection.
Yeah.
That is not full of trauma.
Yes.
That wants to help us in some way.
Yeah. And we're of it.
Yeah.
It's not, we're of that same energy. We're of that, whether you want to call it divinity, but we're of that. At the core of our being, we are of that same energy. Mm-hmm. And this emotional baggage that we carry is the vortex that gets in the way of us witnessing the truth of ourselves.
When you mention religion, that's also a source of triggering.
Yeah, for many. Yeah, definitely.
The guilt tripping and depending on how you were brought up. And as adults, we have to ask ourselves, how much of what they taught me do I want to hold on to? And how much do I need to scuttle?
Yeah, yeah. And I think, too, some people get frightened of exploring those concepts, but it's like anything that's of truth, you can explore and the truth will remain, because truth is the base, and then we pile all the other stuff on top. It's like our self there. The truth is you are of that consciousness, that divinity, the untraumatized soul is who you are at the essence of yourself. And then on top of that, is all these experiences that we haven't been able to deal with. And, they're our life lessons, I suppose, is to come back to resolve them. And we can learn a lot from our trauma that's also going to expose to us the truth of our consciousness. So it's not all negative. And sometimes I say to clients, stop trying to fix yourself. Like, stop trying, because you're telling yourself there's something wrong. Stop trying to fix yourself. Now let's have a look at what you've experienced and what opportunities we can take from it. And so that you get a better understanding of who you are and what you've experienced. And then see where you go from there.
Yeah, and that would be your inner resources.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Which I think the social media and how consumed we are with it all, like we're becoming detached from those inner resources, not just our own relationships. So it's important for us to be the witness of our own soul. Yeah. It's been a very interesting conversation and I've enjoyed it. Thank you, Dave.
Well, thank you.
Insight and Awareness Spiritual Explorer. Soul intuitive, emotional and spiritual mentor and award-winning author Lorraine Nylon.